All right.
Welcome, everybody.
Hey, what's up? I think we're ready to go.
Clear those pipes. We're going to have some fun today.
Well rested on vacation, right?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. In 3. Welcome in. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show, 800 KXIC, KXIC.com. Ron Salzer back from vacation in Mexico. Nice warm place to be, snorkeling, feeding the turtles. Look at, he goes on vacation, he's still feeding pets, right? Or not pets, but animals. You're still feeding
animals.
Looking
at them, swimming with them. It's fun to swim with those turtles.
Yeah.
They tolerate it. Because
you're probably so used to it. You were in a real touristy place, right?
Touristy. Yeah. I did notice if you tried to really go aggressive to them, they went, okay, you're out of here.
Get out of here.
But if you just kind of meandered with them, they'd go slow for you and all that. It's when you start touching their shells and stuff, they're like, they're kind of like, I don't like to be touched.
Yeah, because most anything that's going to touch them is going to be trying to eat them.
Right, so, right. But I do know from when I was younger in Florida, when you saw turtles down there, they usually were kind of bitten up a little bit from the things that are out there.
Yeah.
These were pristine. So it must be a pretty safe place out there for turtles, and I guess consequently for us too. I don't really know the stats on that, but my observation.
Yeah, you made it safe home, so that's good.
Yeah,
no bites or anything. I told you that story is that when we were snorkeling when I was 19 years old, actually only about an hour from where you were at, turns out, we had to get out of the water because there was a whole school of barracuda that were coming into the water.
Whoa.
And now they're not going to kill you or anything, but they'll take a bite out of you, and they have very sharp teeth. And they were coming towards our area, and all of a sudden the guy, barracuda, he yells out, and I'm like, all right, get out of the water. I didn't know what he was, and then we let him pass, and then we all got back in the water.
Oh, it was that simple. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know down in Florida we had to get out, but we were then out for a day or two.
Oh, okay.
They don't let you go back in for a while.
They just let them swim past and then
swim past.
Yeah. Through the area, and then once they got far enough away, we got back in the water. I was a little tentative after that. I'm looking around, I don't want to get bit by a barracuda.
Oh, my son Andrew and I, when we're out there and it's a ways down, and you hold your breath and you got to swim down for a while, and then you're there. And when you're down there, I love to just look around, and then your brain starts working, and you're like, oh, what's out there?
What is something big?
I can only see so far.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. But I'm glad you had a good time, and we're going to tie it in because the Chihuahua is our breed of the week, which is great. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. The Chihuahua from Mexico, which we've talked about in the past, but it's been a while since we've talked about the Chihuahua. So we'll bring that in as the breed of the week. We'll also continue our New Year's resolutions for your pets. If you didn't know, Ron, one of the talents he's picked up from owning Petland of Iowa City is he now is able to translate dog and cat, and he can tell you what your dogs and cats have been telling you.
Or so I think.
You can't understand it, but he can. So he's going to tell you what they are telling you and how they actually want to be better pets. They want to behave. They've been trying to tell you that, but you're just not listening to them. So there's ways that he can help you, and in turn, help your pets, and that way everyone is happier at your home. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about Merrick food and some interesting treats made from a natural piece of the body of animals. And
Got lung.
That marketing campaign that's waiting to happen, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. So all those things to get to. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show. Happy Ron's back for a new, fresh show, and it's time for the amazing pet story of the week. He's got a sombrero on.
You
brought him back a souvenir. Nice.
He opened it up already.
Good job, Ron. That was nice of you to bring Big Voice Guy a sombrero.
He does a little tap dance too. I like that.
All right, so Big Voice Guy, thank you. It is time for the Amazing Pet Story of the Week. So today we talk about a story from the New York Post. Usually our stories are a dog that saves somebody. This time the Amazing Pet Story of the Week is a hero cat that saved a baby from freezing. Masha, a long-haired tabby, saved the life of a baby that was abandoned. She climbed into the box after it was discarded and kept that baby warm, according to health officials. The baby had only been outside for a few hours, but it was dangerously cold. This is taking place in Russia. The whiskered hero even meowed to get the attention of passerbys, and when people heard the baby or heard the meow, they wanted to say, "What? Oh, there's a little cat in this box." But they also went and saw there was a baby as well. Sad that the baby was abandoned, but great to hear that that little kitty, Masha, is the cat that was able to save some people. They said that once they got the baby to the hospital, warmed him up, and everything was fine after that. So good news that Masha helped save a baby. That's the amazing pet story of the week. We are going to take a break, and we'll be back with more after this on 800 KXIC. It's the Positively Petland Show. And when we come back, we told you what we'll talk about. The Chihuahua. Is that pet right for you? It might be right for you. We'll find out. And we'll talk about those New Year's resolutions for your pets. That and more coming up. As we go to break, Ron, tell us about your store.
We're Petland of Iowa City, known for our $5 nail trims. Just come on in with your cat, dog, or your little fluffy friend.
Can't beat a $5
or you're feathered. Yeah, and you can't beat.
Do birds get their nails trimmed?
Yeah, they are just a tiny little bit more expensive to do, but easy and no appointments necessary. Just come on in there. And then all of our dog and cat foods on that buy 10 get one free. We have a ton of supplies, all sorts of knowledge and training. If you've got an issue, tell us about it. And we're not so proud to say, oh, we know everything. We'll talk amongst ourselves. I am being pulled out of the back office because that's the owner of the store. You got to do a lot of that kind of stuff. And they go, Ron, we need you to talk with somebody about nutrition, about grooming, about this. That we got a special need over here. How do we handle that? Because we all work together and come up with solutions and all the experiences that we've had over the years to help you have a better time with your pet.
And one of the best parts is if you go home, it doesn't work, you come back and then they'll help you out and find out what went wrong and work you through it.
Yeah.
So get to that solution. We'll be right back. It's the Positively Petland Show on KXIC. Okay. Promo. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
This will be for what? 22nd. All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 2, 1. 800 KXIC morning host Jake Capron with Ron Salzrud from Petland of Iowa City. What are we going to talk about this week, Ron?
We're going to talk about the Chihuahua. Is that the right breed for your family? And we're going to have fun with that one. Then we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. Your pet has been been saying stuff to me. They want help to make sure those resolutions come true. Something like that. And then we're going to talk about lung treats. Got lung? You're going to want some.
It's the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 on KXIC. Do you want to redo that one?
I don't.
If you don't mind that one little part, that's fine.
Yeah, but I just kind of recovered.
Yeah,
and made it
I think
funny.
you recovered. It's fine. That made me laugh. You're Chihuahua. All right.
Do you save those?
They get overrun every week, but I could probably, if we needed to,
that would be funny
to
listen to those things over.
They are pretty good. All right, next up here, let's see. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland Show, 800 KXIC, KXIC.com. If you ever miss a show, check out the podcast page. It's available, or on YouTube. You can see us. Hi. No puppies today, but sometimes we have puppies here in studio. We're talking about the Chihuahua. It's the breed of the week. Ron, tell us about the Chihuahua.
So the Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua.
Yes.
Is the official term, right?
All right. Has a really fun history. And this is one of those breeds that, a lot of people go small, yippy, I don't want to step on them. I'm going to say just reconsider all of that. Training takes care of most of what you're concerned with. They are a wonderful little dog. Are you looking for a non-shedding dog? You might consider a small shedding dog, and that's where my brain is at. We do have a non-shedding dog, and I go, I love Susie. She is our trouble child. She is playful and all that kind of stuff in so many different ways. But holy cow, that grooming is a big deal, is what I found, even on a small dog. And so these small breeds with short hair that are shedding are amazingly easier as far as the grooming goes and the washing goes. You just put them in the sink, give them a bath, kind of a thing. So that's some of the neat things about these small breeds. So what's the history on the Chihuahua? So we're going to go to AKC, and they're going to give us a little bit of a feel for where do they come from. Images of this ancient breed have been found in many parts of the world at different times. That's kind of interesting, different times. It is in the Americas, however, that today's modern Chihuahua is thought to be originated. Now I'm going to apologize for some of my verbiage here, that we're going to get into some different languages. The Toltec in Mexico had a breed called the Tequiki. Carvings of the Tequiki, and I don't think I'm saying that right, from that period closely resemble today's Chihuahua. There is off the book right now, there is a small fox from Mexico, and you can look it up on the web, and it is tiny and it is cute. You will notice that you cannot get these as pets, so there's something about them that don't make good pets.
Okay.
I don't quite know enough about them. You don't see them anywhere, so there's an issue there. But you could see the resemblance of the Chihuahua in this tiny little fox down in Mexico. When the Aztecs conquered the Toltec in the 12th century, they brought with them a small hairless breed. Some scholars theorize that the modern Chihuahua is a product of the crossbreedings of these two early breeds. The Chihuahua history in the United States began in the mid-1800s. So that's a long time ago, with the important importation of dogs from Mexico, many from the state of, where do you think the Chihuahua came from? What state in Mexico? Just say it. Just say
Chihuahua?
It. Yes.
All right.
The state of Chihuahua, hence the breed name. In the late 1800s, the first Chihuahua was exhibited at a dog show in Philadelphia. And then it goes on to a little more of the AKC stuff. So form and function, from its earliest days, the Chihuahua was the companion of Aztec nobles and is thought to have played roles in their religious practices. I would like to learn more about that religious practices back there with dogs in it. I hope it was all good. Today's Chihuahua is a companion dog with his terrier-like temperament, swiftness of movement, alertness, and intelligence. He makes an adoring addition to any household. His small size and relative hardiness allow him to do well in both city and rural environments. The Chihuahua lifespan can be up to 20 years, and I think we're actually exceeding that now. So you will find it's interesting. Smaller breeds tend to live longer than larger breeds. The Chihuahua has a quite lengthy life, especially for the size, because, everybody likes those tiny, tiny little Yorkies. Well, they're a little bit beyond what they should be when they get that tiny for a Yorkshire Terrier, and we're talking the 2-3 pounder kind of things, and they tend to have shorter lives as a result. So there is something to say that maybe it's too small. The Chihuahua, which can get really tiny, continues to have that longer life, which says, okay, the whole body structure here, internally and externally, is appropriate for that dog. Let's see here, going on to just care and maintenance, the occasional brushing of the smooth coat variety to promote healthier skin and hair is recommended. You're going to see a little bit of hair come out. It depends on the color of the hair and the color of your couch and stuff. You probably won't even notice it in your house. I know with our dog that is almost 3 times the size of a Chihuahua, a Dachshund, is short hair, and we never see the fur anywhere. When I'm washing it, I see it come out, but I just don't see it around the house. Not even when we're sweeping and stuff like that.
Yeah, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they have a Dachshund, short-haired Dachshund, and you just never see the fur.
Right. And that's why I say that's a low maintenance dog at that point. That's a nice, because you don't have to groom it. On top of it, you're not really going to the groomer. You're not having to brush it out on a daily basis and all that. More frequent brushing of the long coat. So there is a long hair version of the Chihuahua. Should be planned. So if you do get a long-haired Chihuahua, you're going to have a little bit more maintenance, and you will see a little bit more. But again, it's a tiny little dog, so it's really not all that much going on there. Also, make note that for the Chihuahua, it is considered one of those hypoallergenic breeds, because that although it is a shedding dog, which kind of goes contrary to the whole allergen concept, they're so small, it's a tiny amount, kind of a thing. So picture, we have pollen and stuff in the air probably year round. We have allergens in the air year round. You just are affected if you have allergies when it concentrates up. So the same thing happens within your house. A big dog means more allergens. A small dog means a lot less allergens. So let's see if there's anything more here. Frequent brushing, an occasional bath, and periodic trimming of nails should be a part of a healthy grooming routine. So pretty easy as far as all that goes. I like it that you can just put, I like small dogs. I like both big and small dogs. I like small dogs because of their ease of maintenance. I can put them in the sink. I can wash them up. I can really lather things up. I can use the hair conditioner on them, make them really nice and smooth and soft and all that kind of stuff. Blow drying, you almost don't have to because they're so small. They just like poof, kind of a thing. Susie, I used a blow dryer to puff her out. I just found out that if I use a good conditioner, brush her immediately, and then about 30 minutes, she's dry, just air dry. Then I brush her again and she goes poof, kind of a thing. So it's a lot of easy stuff as far as these little dogs go.
I think I remember you once said you like when a neighbor has a big dog.
I know. I'm always, I like it when other people have big dogs, because then what do I love about big dogs? And I think what we all do is the playfulness, just tackling them and running, throwing balls around. And that's a lot of fun. You don't quite get that same effect with those smaller breeds. Right. Unless you're more of a calmer, lower key person, you might go, you know what? I get everything I need out of that little dog. So it's always, what best fits you. And that's what we're all about at Petland. We're matchmakers. What is the perfect match for you? What's the best match for you? And trying to figure that out. A lot of times we get people coming in and I want to see, let's say, in this case, the Chihuahua. We're going through everything. We're talking about it. And if you don't give us feedback, we don't know what's going on. And at the end of the conversation, all of a sudden we find out you don't like it. Well, wait, why don't you like it? Well, I just learned that it's a small breed and therefore it can't go running long distance with me. Oh, you didn't know that, kind of thing. So now that's where we get into the matchmaking, saying, okay, so we can go a little bit bigger or a lot bigger. What is it that you want to, see? Well, I kind of am still into that small dog side. Okay, let's just go a little bit bigger. The Shiba Inu. Ooh, there's a breed. It's a smaller breed, not a tiny breed, but holy cow, does that guy have energy? And he's going to love to go running for you.
And they all look similar. I mean, some puppies are bigger than others, but they're all, when they're little, it's hard to see how big they're going to get too. So that's a challenge.
Yeah, we're going to go through the books. We're going to get the books out and say, this is what the books say. That their temperaments are, that their weight averages are, and all that kind of stuff, rather than somebody's opinion. I always like going back to the books. I'm one of those old-fashioned people.
Well, one last note on the Chihuahua. We had a neighbor who had a Chihuahua, and wonderful dog. It was an older one. It had gray hair, and Jack loved taking
this is recent.
Vacations and other things. She wasn't able to. She would let us watch him, and so it was great. He loved taking the dog out, but the one thing the Chihuahua hated was cold weather, and so she was great about sweaters and stuff. But the minute you bring outside, it would just start shaking. It didn't like stepping on the ice and whatnot. That neighbor has now since moved to California, so I think that Chihuahua was a little happier now.
That Chihuahua is smiling pretty big right now.
Like, I'm all right with this move.
Finally, you've listened to me.
I'm from Mexico, after all. I'm not used to this Midwest weather, but you can, obviously adapt them to it, and you do have things that can make it. One, quick side note is you have stuff to help dogs.
I am impressed with our coats that we have right now. We're putting all of our coats that we've had over the years, we've got 1s and 2s of this or that kind of a thing. on clearance right now in our store. So you'll see a clearance table. You're going to see a lot of variety on that table. So come on in, check it out. 50% off the original.
Those new ones were pretty slick.
But those new ones, man, I personally, whenever you can get them on in 50 seconds. I mean, 50. No, I'm saying 5 seconds. I don't know where 50 came from.
Because we did it here with the pups.
We got them on. Boom, boom, boom. It's on. It hugs the dog.
You go over the back of them.
It goes over the back.
Connect it underneath.
And there's like this elastic side. It's nicely insulated. It looks really nice.
Well designed.
Even tucks. I love, we can size them right. And you get it to tuck over their hind end, and it just hugs their little back end too. And I just think they've designed it really well.
Yeah, well designed. So you can get coats and other things to keep your dogs warm this winter. So, Ron, that's the Chihuahua. Onward we go to resolutions and some things that your dogs or cats may be telling you that you don't realize. And tell us about something we can help our listeners out there, Ron.
All right. So these dogs, they've been saying, just like us, we want to improve, our eating and what we do and all that kind of stuff. And your dogs have been saying, hey, we know things are getting better out there on the food side. They came to me and they talked with me about this. And I go, yeah. But my owner, they're not doing any, they're not doing it. Can you help me out there? I said, yeah, I can help you out. I go, what do you think is going to help? Well, let them know about that poop thing. I go, poop thing? What are you talking about? And they said, well, if I eat really good and really good quality stuff, I don't have to go to the potty as much, kind of thing. And I go, well, how does that help them? And they came back and they go, well, I know they want to clean it up after I'm done. I know I'm not good at that. I know I just let it go out in the yard, kind of thing. And so I just don't want to poop as much, and I want to, better myself. I want to eat better and all that kind of stuff. All right. So customers out there with dogs and cats, if you can take tiny steps in this thing, because I know there in the past price shocks. You go, oh, I want to feed that better stuff. I want to do better for my dog. But holy cow, that stuff is expensive. No longer do you have to make that big step. What I find people do is take tiny steps. And so if you're feeding a grocery brand or a Mart brand, kind of the things, I'm telling you, there's if you're paying low money for these bags, there's one, I think you can still under $20 buy a 40-pound bag of, it might even be a bigger bag than that, of dog food. Come on, guys. We know this is filled with something and it ain't good for you. So you can up the ante and go to a better food. And we have Nutro Max, we have Diamond, we have all these other brands in our store. And these are much higher quality foods, but at a lower price. So they are still using some lower cost ingredients. This is when you go to grain free, yes, you're going to step up in price for sure. These still have the grains in them. Guess what? Your dog was designed to eat grains. Do occasionally some breeds have problems with grains? Yes, just like we have. Occasionally we have some problems with grains ourselves or some other things. But for the most part, we're good with it, and so are our dogs. And so you can use them, but these are more highly digestible grains. Rice is one of them. You get much more nutrients out of rice than you do out of corn, pound per pound. So they'll use rice then in there. And then they'll get the well-balanced aspect of it. So take tiny steps as far as your food goes. So a lot of people will come in and go, well, here, I want to try this thing out. I want to, do what you said. I want to see the healthier skin and coat. I want to see the less pooping, like what my dog's been telling me this whole time. Wants to poop less. I don't know what that's all about. And then see how it goes. But I don't want to spend a lot of money. We've got those. Ask us about it, and we'll steer you to those brands. You can make some selections based on, knowledge and all that kind of stuff, and make your own choice. All of our food's on that buy 10, get one free. So whatever you're paying, whatever price you're saying, realize it's 10% even less than that, because you're going to get that discount on the 11th bag, the 100% discount. Now, Okay, so let's say you've made that. You're going to consider that. But then there's some of you out there, hey, you know what? I made that step and I'm ready for the next step. I'd like to see if there's better out there. Well, now you can go to the grain-free. Not that grain-free does all that much as far as nutrition goes for you, but it is the trend right now. People want to try it and all that kind of stuff. They usually have higher omega-3s and fatty acids. Some of those things that we know help our dogs, they're going to up the ante even more on those. So you can take that step. I'm going to challenge you. And what I love to do with my dogs is don't think that a kibble is your total, you can ever get total nutrition out of a bag, one bag. So when I am feeding my dogs this morning, when I woke up 7 o'clock, time to eat, for the dogs to eat and the cats to eat, I put kibble in there. That's their baseline, good quality kibble. I then put in, I have some additives that I do. So they're burning the lawn. You know how when they urinate and the grass dies? Got a little supplement that I put in there for that. Year around. Don't stop that in the winter because your dog is still urinating out there, realize. And that is going to then seep down into the ground and kill the grass in the spring. So you got to feed it even now. I then put in, for my older dog, I got a little glucosamine chondroitin, health supplement to put in there. For my little white fluffy thing that's high maintenance on grooming, she has those tear stains. So I have a little product I put in there to help her out with those. I then put the creme de la creme on top of all this. Freeze-dried foods. This is going to be a higher protein product. It's going to have more of those enzymatic type things, probiotics and all that naturally, occurring in there for your dogs and cats, and they're going to love it. We are expanding that line because our customers are going, holy cow. I want to know, should I be eating this stuff? Because they're woofing it down. And then I put a little bit of salmon oil on top. I know most of you are not going to do that, and people laugh at me when I tell them about this whole, what I do. But when you see the effect, when you see the benefit of it with your dog, the dog's appreciated on top of it, I get a lot of satisfaction out of it. And so that's why I do it all. You don't have to do all that. You can do one or two of it and just see what happens. If it doesn't work, stop it. That's pretty easy. Try something else then and see what works for your dog. So that's nutrition. Let's do that whole weight gain thing. Yeah, they've put on. What we add a pound a year or something, I guess I hear. They statistically, we always think that we gain 5 or 10 pounds a year. But statistically, something like we gain 1 pound a year over time. And then, we gradually do that increase. Well, so do our dogs and our cats because as they're growing older, they get less active, but we're feeding them the same amount. This is short and simple because you've heard me talk about this a lot. If your dog or cat is overweight, if your veterinarian is saying, hey, you need to decrease the weight, I would not tell you to go out and buy weight management products because all you're doing is buying a less quality product. They're going to decrease the calories. What do we do when we are trying to lose weight? Increase the activity, eat less. And that's all we got to do. And it's actually a lot easier for our dogs because we can control it.
But I saw on late night at 2 a.m., you could take this pill that magically makes you lose 50 pounds and then you become cut and ripped and you look like that's not real.
On the plane, I was seeing that they were holding this like cup of vinegar and then in the other cup, it was fruit. The new natural way. And I'm like, would we it's calories are calories. There is nothing magic about this, people. There is no magic pill to take to reduce the amount of calories or anything like that. Just cut back for your dogs and cats. And I know it's difficult for us because I battle my weight.
It's easier for the dogs though. I mean, you don't have to. You're in charge. You're in charge of their food. It's just that you do get to look up at
right. But here, that's what everybody says. They're going to look up at you, and I just can't deal with that. Here's how you're going to handle that. Don't make a dramatic change. When you do that, that's when they make the looks at you. So draw a line on that cup or whatever you're doing to measure out your kibble for your dogs and cats.
Some people out there might not even measure either. They may just fill up the bowl.
Right. Well, now you're going to do controlled feedings. In fact, that's a good point. In our house, we do have both dogs and cat. If you give them kibble, they will eat kibble, and they will eat and eat and eat. My cat loves it when we go away in one way, and that We put bowls of food, and then I have a timer. I have all these things going on, and we have somebody coming in every day looking at him and filling the bowl back up again. So he eats quite a bit. Gilbert the cat. Yeah. But if you control their feedings, you only put in a certain amount twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever you want to do there. But put a line on that cup. Now that you know where you're at, and this is okay, it maintains this weight, put the line a little bit lower. A little bit. We're talking a millimeter, not anything dramatic. And now just keep on decreasing it over a length of time. So a month, 3 months, 6 months. That's the weight loss plan that you want to be on. You don't want to be on a rapid 1 month weight loss program with cats or dogs. You want to do it gradually over time. And that's how you do it. You just drop that line a millimeter. Okay, now you're feeding less calories. You can up it even more, throw the ball around a little bit more in the house. I chase my dog. We were talking about that 2 weeks ago on resolutions. Get more active with your dog. I enjoy running around with my little dogs, and like, yeah, this is why I like big dogs, is I play these they come up with the games for me. I'm just running around like a wild man, and then they start dodging me and doing this, and then I try tagging them, and then they come running by, and then they look at me and then come running by again. And so I just play these games. Now we're both getting active, and we're actually both helping each other, because at the end, and I do exercise, but at the end of playing with my dogs, I usually am tired, I'm winded, my legs are a little worn out. Hey, that was good for me too. So get the exercise. So feed less and only a little bit less, and up the exercise for your dog. So we can also now dovetail into our next segment. Improve. Okay, all right. The cats and dogs are saying, yeah, but every day they feed me the same treat. I thought it was supposed to be a treat. If you get the same treat every day, it gets kind of boring. And then, I got to admit, sometimes they try a different treat, and I get a little stupid on the whole thing, and I go, no, I don't want that treat. And then I resent it the next day, and I wish I would have had the treat, and I wish they would have kept with it. And, okay. So here's how you handle the whole treat thing. Keep a variety going, and in fact, keep a variety going. Don't just change it up this week or next week or this month. Keep on changing up. Have a group of treats of different varieties. So we all know about the biscuit. Everybody loves to feed a little biscuit, and you can change it up in that way. But I'm going to tell you, introduce something fun. Do you have lung in the house? Got lung?
Got lung.
Try it, and you're going to say, holy cow, this is something really unique for my dog, and it is very attractive to dogs and cats. So we have lung, and it's in a nice, simple format. It's baked and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't look gross or anything. It's all in the little pieces in bags, or so, it's kind of like treat size pieces in bags, so you can reseal it and all that kind of a thing. And you're going to not be grossed out when you pull it out and feed it to your dog. It feels fine. It's harder and all that kind of stuff, but your dog is going to taste something that they haven't tasted, maybe ever, or at least in a long time. So try these different things. We have bully sticks, which are muscle tendons that are baked, kind of things. There's so many different things. Some of them are harder to chew. Some of them are easier to chew. So these are really great products to try. I love reading a little bit about nutritional facts on the lung. So I'm reading right now. The one that I'm talking about is Merrick. It's made by Merrick. It's called Texas Hold'em's Premium Beef Lung Fillets. They make everything sound so fun. Treats are high in protein and help provide the energy that your dog needs. Puppies to senior dogs equally enjoy this treat due to its softer consistency and texture. Since these treats are more tender than most, they can be broken into multiple treats for training and rewarding. Dogs love natural treats. The feeding guidelines, it's just saying treat responsibly. If you overdo it on the treats, obviously it's a whole weight gain thing again. Ingredients, what do you think is in it?
Lung.
Beef lung. That's it. And then I like the guaranteed analysis. Crude protein, how much do you think that is?
Probably a lot, right?
I'm going to say it kind of wowed me.
Like a percentage.
Yeah, dog food is normally in your 22, to 35% range. There are some higher protein values. There actually are some lower protein values, which you don't want to. If your dog food is less than that, you don't want to be feeding it. So here's a treat, and biscuits are really low in a lot of things as far as nutritional goes. Right. It's just not all that great for you. Most biscuits, there are some really good biscuits out there too. But what do you just give me a guess on protein value for
30%?
72%. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it's a really good treat. And don't go crazy with them, because this is going to have some really good calories in it. Fat is actually low, 6%. That's lower than dog food. Dog food is in the 17 to 25% range. Fiber is a little bit, apparently our bodies have fiber in it, 2%. And then moisture content. And this is what gives them, they said that it was moist and stuff. They do have 10% moisture, so that's what's giving it that flexibility, easy to break off kind of aspect of it. So that's the treat. Do we have any time for
We're just about out of time, but if you have anything else you want to squeeze in, you can.
We didn't even preview this, but I meant to preview. Okay, you aquarium people out there that have been hanging on and saying, okay, dog, cat. All right, aquarium tip of the week.
Okay.
We talked in the past, most people have problems with keeping fish alive. It's usually chlorine in your water source is killing your fish. And so you need to dechlorinate. And that's really, really simple. And it's immediate when you use the product. And it's cheap. Don't worry. People go, I'm going to save some money. Yeah, you're not saving any money. You're wasting a lot of time, and you're probably killing more fish than you ever would need to. And in that cost right there, you could have bought the product. It's that simple. Don't worry about it. So get a dechlorinator, which has other products in it that will help your fish. Then the second reason why people have that, they don't have that fish thumb, so to speak, they're not keeping their fish alive, is because of bacteria issues. You actually want bacteria in there. And when they die within the first 2 weeks, so they didn't die the first day, well, then the chlorine wasn't the issue. Then something else happens, and you're like, yeah, they just kind of got stressed out or whatever. There's usually a bacterial type issue. That bacteria actually are beneficial to decomposing urine and all that kind of stuff. A little technical. All you got to know is get a product called Cycle. It's bacteria in a bottle that benefits your fish. Now, third tip, temperature. Tropical fish, the tetras, the cichlids, those mid-aggressive type fish like danios and barbs and things like that. They like consistent temperatures up in the 72 somewhat range. You can go a little higher as well, but they want consistency, and that's what decreases the amount of stress. Goldfish, betas, those guys are fairly easy as far as that goes. You will improve their quality of life by putting a heater in there. So not only by a heater, but also by a thermometer, so that you know where it's set at. Not all of them have little digital displays. They kind of guide you where to put it, but there's nothing like having a thermometer to tell you, yep, I'm at 72 degrees, I'm right on key. Or if you have a specialty fish, then adjust it to that specialty fish and that temperature. If you're not sure what the temperature should be, ask us. We're going to tell you. We actually have it posted on our tanks. This is the temperature that this fish thrives upon.
Nice. Pop those headsets on. Right there. You didn't realize this, but I found the aquarium tip.
Oh, what we were doing before.
While you were talking.
I love it.
So as you were talking, I found the music, and now we have it in the system. So if you have any more aquarium tips, we'll use the music.
There we go.
Sound good?
Back on.
All right. It's Positive Petland Show. Sunday mornings at 9. We are out of time. And anything else you want to mention?
We're Petland of Iowa City. Come and check us out. We'd love to match the right pet to the right family. We're matchmakers. And then meeting your needs. We like to take that to a whole new level. So come on in, check us out, have fun, play.
Lower Muscatine, it's the place to be. Check it out. It's Petland of Iowa City and the Positively Petland Show every Sunday morning in the 9 o'clock hour here on 800 KXIC, KXIC.com. Bye.